Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome into the Polarr Next livestream. My name is Aaron Nahara, head of content here with Polarr Next, and we've got Jonathan Jimenez in the chat, our community manager. Today, we're going to be workshopping with you guys for about an hour, answering any questions that you might have, and then just providing a space to help dial in your workflow with Polarr Next. As someone who's used Lightroom for like the last 10 years or so, it's quite a jump moving from the Lightroom workflow to Polarr Next, and it's not a bad thing. It's a good transition, getting to learn how to use AI and using these better tools to be able to cull and edit faster and more efficiently. So if you got any questions at all, please chat with Jonathan. Put your question or your comment in the chat and we'll get to it when we can. Also, we're going to be going through some of the updates that our team has been putting out. You know, the Polarr Next engineering developers have been cooking non-stop pretty much ever since I joined Polarr Next. It's just been non-stop updates, non-stop improving different algorithms and features and things like that. So if you have any feature requests, even though we're updating the program constantly, if you have any feature requests, you are more than welcome also to put it in the chat or to let us know. If you're not part of our Facebook group, now's the perfect time to go check it out. I believe the link is down below in the description. You can click that link and it'll bring you to Facebook. Make sure to join that group because we're also in there. If you have any questions or any comments or anything about Polarr Next, you can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and of course here on YouTube. So make sure you like this video if you want more of our content to show up on your feed, and subscribe to the channel because we're constantly putting out new videos here and there. And recently I had the ability to chat with a photographer named Kylie Farmer. Super awesome getting to meet her and to hear all about her photography experience. So that video just went up on the channel and you can see that right down here. And she's someone who, which is very interesting, finding that there's a lot of people who actually haven't tried AI in photo, AI editing, AI culling. There's still a lot of photographers out there who do everything manually, and it just kind of like makes me reflect on like my time before I started getting started with AI culling or AI editing. I was just doing everything manually. And I remember one of my friends making a comment like, wow, you cull everything in Lightroom, why don't you use Photo Mechanic or use something else? And so that's how I got started into looking for other programs like AI culling or AI editing that could make a difference on my editing workflow. And so it was just really cool to be able to chat with Kylie and to kind of show her how AI works with culling and with editing. And if you haven't watched this video, definitely go check it out. Really great photographer. She does amazing work. And I'm always surprised, like after it doesn't get old for me being able to talk to somebody and then for them to share their first reaction to the AI editing their photos and how well it does on the first go. And for her, she had used AI before our recording interview, and she was kind of taking us through this album that she had edited, and I asked her to reset it and she was kind of a little hesitant. She was a little sad because I was, you know, getting rid of all that effort that she put into it, but she was just really impressed at how well the AI was able to edit in the style that she normally does in Lightroom, but at a much faster pace. And so definitely go check out this video. Really good interview. Also, we've got a couple other videos out there. These ones are kind of my favorite. I really loved my time doing these deep dives into Polarr Next color match versus what other programs are out there. And so there's two versions. There's a short one that's about like 7 minutes long, and we're just really comparing our AI color match to Capture One and Avoto AI. Those are two big programs that I feel like a lot of photographers are using right now, especially if you're looking for an alternative to Lightroom. And so Capture One does have like a match look feature, and then Avoto AI does as well. And so you can watch this video where we kind of quickly compare using a raw file and a JPEG image, or you can dive in real deep on an hour-long color match comparison video. And I really love this, and the reason being, we kind of expand it. We include Adobe Photoshop. We also include On1 Photo Raw, which is a program I never really worked in, but it's just really cool to see what options are out there besides Lightroom or besides Polarr Next, different programs that you may not realize that have this color match AI feature. And so I think it's a really good in-depth video to kind of see like which program fits your editing workflow the best. And so, you know, I do my best to really kind of judge it fairly, to look at all the programs and not just the AI match color match feature, but the ability for the program to be able to handle an entire catalog of 1,000 to 3,000, 4,000 photos. We know that there's some photo programs out there that aren't really built to handle that much. I remember talking to a photographer, and he was telling me how he edits engagement shoots with Photoshop. And I'm like, wait, with Photoshop? Like, you're talking like hundreds of photos with Photoshop? And he's like, yeah, don't you? And I'm like, brother, that's kind of crazy. You know, in Photoshop can definitely handle, sure, when you open it up in Camera Raw, I believe, and you can adjust the sliders and stuff. But like, if you're looking for a fast, intuitive workflow that you can batch edit photos at a very fast speed, faster than you can do in Lightroom, Polarr Next is the way to go. And so being able to look at all these different programs, not just the color match feature, but how well they handle batch editing and applying that match look or that color match feature, not just to one photo, but to over 1,000 photos. That was something that was my goal with this video, was to see how well all these programs can handle. And so definitely go watch it, you know, check it out. Would love to hear what you think about it. Comment down below, let me know. And yeah, so make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, because we've always got new content posted every week, new interviews, new editing challenges, new comparison videos, all that good stuff. It's been pretty amazing to see how far Polarr Next has come over the last year. And so speaking of which, let's kind of jump into a little bit of what's new with Polarr Next as of late. So kind of a minor update. This is a feature that was actually requested by some of our users, and so we were happy to do this for them. And so I'm gonna go ahead and actually open up Lightroom catalog, or not catalog, Lightroom Classic. And so there we go. Old familiar program here. Just opened up. All right, so let's see here. We've got this chin wedding here. I've got it opened up. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up in Polarr Next. We're gonna create a new project, and we're gonna bring in the same wedding. And I'm going to go into, just for fun, I'm just gonna go into manual editing mode. This way I don't have any like dialog boxes or things to progress through. I just want the program open in front of me. Okay, so here's what the update is. So we have the ability to match XMP file ratings across programs. So what I'm saying is, if I'm gonna mark this photo with like a green filter, hello? Oh, okay. I need to switch my keyboard back to the main PC. Mark it with a green filter and maybe give it a 4-star, something like that. There are users that do like using Polarr Next to cull through because of how fast it is to go through images, and then they're still kind of, you know, using Lightroom in their editing workflow. And so we have the ability, when you do this, let me open up the file explorer here and I'll show you the project itself. Okay, and so this project is very interesting, by the way, because I've broken it down to subfolders. Whenever we do tests, I like to be able to test between, you know, Polarr Next's ability to handle subfolders. And so there's a little example right underneath. You can see Polarr Next is able to identify this. So yeah, pretty cool. Anyways, we're in the forest here, and let's see here. Okay, why did I? There we go. Okay, let's go to that image. Okay, so here we are. This is 0017. So let's go into the file explorer, and we're gonna look for 0017. Sorry, hold on a second. Let me sort. Let's get rid of all these real quick for our example today. There we go, and delete. Okay, looking for 0017, which is right here, and you can see, let's see, let's sort by name. Okay, you can see right here if we got all the raw files. Now if I right click on this image, we'll go down here and we have this new metadata tab. So once you hover over it, it'll open up and it'll say either read or save metadata to file. So we'll hit save metadata to file. And right when that happens, we got 0017. We got the XMP file right there. Really, really cool. Now, check out what happens in Lightroom. We can go to 0017, which is right here. We can right click metadata, read from file. And there we go. We've got our file here, and I don't know if you can see it right below me. It's actually really small. Sorry. But let me see if I can increase the size of this film strip. Oh no, I would have to change the display settings. Anyways, you can see that it has 4 stars and it is green. Now let's go ahead and change it here in Lightroom. Let's see here, right click. Let's change it to 2 stars, and we'll change it to yellow, and then we're also gonna flag it. Okay, there we go. And now we'll go save metadata. All right, now we go back into Polarr Next, and as you can probably guess, we're gonna read metadata from file, and there we go. We've got our yellow 2-star file. Good thing I tested this because it did not flag it. I wonder if that's something that we don't do with the metadata, or if that's something we need to continue working on. So maybe we can make note of that, Jonathan. Let's just for fun, yeah, it says unflagged, so let's change it to a rejected flag, and let's change this now to like purple, and let's change it down to a 1-star. Let's save the metadata, and let's see what happens when we read it again in Lightroom. Right click, metadata, read, and there we go. We've got a 1-star purple photo, but the flag is unchanged. So that's probably something we need to continue working on, or really just kind of dive in, make sure that we have everything everything all sorted with that. So anyways, you now have the ability to save metadata to an .xmp file alongside your raw files. So you can do it individually, you can also do it batch, of course. So if you batch apply a green filter and maybe like throw that 5-star on there, metadata, save, you'll see that it batch applied or batch saved all the XMP files there. And now you can see that, what is this, 0020 to 0071. Let's see here, 0020. Wow, I don't know how to work in Lightroom anymore. 0020. Okay, we're just gonna batch select and do read metadata from file, and let's see what happens. Okay, cool. There's all the images that we adjusted in the metadata. So there you go. You can batch save, you can batch read, all that good stuff. So we're all about trying to improve your workflow here with Polarr Next. So if you have any suggestions, please, again, let us know in the comments. If you have any questions on this video, we would love for you guys, yes, to do that. Thank you, Jonathan, for also linking all that stuff in the chat. We appreciate that. Okay, let's talk about some more things that we've got going with Polarr Next and color match, all that good stuff. So color match, AI color match, I did talk about the videos that we put out, checking out the differences between our feature and the other features from 5 different programs. So the cool thing about AI color match, when we first introduced it, you only had the ability to open up this window, and then you can go into, let's see, you can go into a finished wedding or something and say like, I want something similar to a look. So like, let's go to this wedding I finished last year and say I want to match, let's see here, I don't know, this has a lot of green, it's kind of nice. I know it's not a portrait, but we'll just see what happens. Say I want to match that style, this aesthetic. Usually with AI color match, when I use it, I want to try and match the source image to the destination. So if it's like a detailed shot like this with a couple in a forest, it's not super bright, no direct sunlight, I'm trying to look for an image to match that. So let's see what happens with this AI color match here. That's pretty brutal here. Very, very interesting result. That's why I like to try and match whatever content it is. If you're not feeling any of the images that you're dragging in here, then I would click this plus icon, and then you can browse samples that we provide for you. So we have 2 categories. One is film, and then one is wedding. I hope that we do expand this offering to include other categories, but I think this is a really, really good starting point. If you're really into the film emulation and you really want to emulate some of the looks of film on your photos, then you have that ability to do that. Some of them can be very high contrast, very pastel like colors, so you can definitely do that. And then we also have a bunch of wedding photos that we've sourced that you have the ability of applying that same style or look to your photo. And so if in this sample tray, I mean, it's really nice and neat, to be honest. When you open up that little tray and it just kind of moves the photo over, I really like that it still maintains some of a really nice like screen real estate here. So I'll just go and choose maybe a couple here from the wedding section. And again, we've got a lot of green, so maybe I'll go with this one. We've got the couple walking down a sidewalk between a lot of green, so we'll just easily add it, and now you can see that it's been added. So really good way to tell what you've added already, so you're not confused. Do that one, maybe choose this one, and then maybe let's see if there's one that's like close up. Maybe this one has some detail. We'll do that, and then like let's add some film. Maybe this one's a little softer on the lighting. Let's do maybe this cactus one with the red pear, the cactus pears. I think that's what they're called, cactus pears. And then maybe this one, a nighttime photo, just for fun. And so the cool thing about this is that it's completely free. All right, if you're not even subscribed to Polarr Next, you don't have to give us your credit card or anything like that. You just sign up with your email account and you can get right into Polarr Next and start editing and start culling, which is what I really loved. And you know, I do have to say, having gone through the 5 different programs matching Polarr Next to the other programs, a lot of them were like, you gotta sign for a free trial, and the free trial you need to select a plan, and after the trial you're gonna be charged automatically. Like, we don't do that kind of stuff with you guys. So just sign up and try out Polarr Next and see how you like it. And this AI color match feature is so powerful, especially if you really want to take that next step with your presets, not just scrolling through a bunch of, you know, preset titles and stuff like that. You have the ability to actually drag in images that inspire you and then apply it to your image. So let's just kind of go through these 7 here and kind of like see what this look does. So this one's not too bad, actually. This one really muted things down, made it a little bit darker. The cool thing too about our color match feature is it doesn't just apply a LUT and then you kind of would do whatever with your exposure panel. It literally touches everything in your exposure panel. So you can see here, obviously on the right side, the exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows. Looking at the curves, you can see all the plot points there. HSL, sliders are touched, and I can go on and on. You can see down here, we'll go down to calibration, and you can even see that it touches on the calibration to match the look of the image here. So once you've applied that look, of course, you can even increase and decrease the strength. There you go. But let's go to the next image here. Cactus pears. This one's like quite bright, so you can always bring that strength down. Let's go to this next one. Very, very green in the tint, you can see. Going to this one, the detail, it's kind of like muted, a little bit more on that magenta-ish desaturated side. So you can get in there, up the saturation a little bit if you want. There you go. Let's keep going. Apply current image. Let me reset it. There you go. Yeah, it's the same thing. Okay. There you go. Number 6, this one, bride and groom facing each other. And next one. All right, so there you go. AI color match, giving you the ability to open up the sample tab and grab any image that you find that inspires you, and then you can match up that style there. So another thing that we updated, I told you guys, we got a ton of updates with Polarr Next. Look at this. We've got this entire list view going here with your projects, and I think it'd be best to show you like my work photography. Let's see, Polarr Next projects. Let me show you guys, because once you continue using this program, it can be a little cumbersome when you're looking through all your projects. Let me show you mine. So you can see, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, I can't count all these. I did 21 projects in March. That's crazy. Okay, so you can see I've got a ton of projects here. So this is the original look, having these big old folders here, which is nice to be able to see the images pretty blown up and it's easy to recognize. But if you'd rather go smaller and see everything, you can click this little hamburger stack, and now you got all your projects in a much more condensed, more organized view. You can see the styles very clearly, photo count, the date, and then the name. So I mean, that looks a lot more organized to me, easier to kind of look through on the eyes for me, because if it was like this, that is quite a lot to scroll through. So when you can condense it down a little bit, then it's just much easier to manage and go through all your projects. I don't know if I'll ever delete the projects. I kind of like it as like a badge of honor. Like, look at all the projects that I've done in Polarr Next. I'm pretty sure I've also deleted a ton as well in my photography business Polarr Next account. But I would love to see like the overall. It would be cool, Jonathan, if we had like kind of like a stats for every account to like show like how many photos you've edited, how many photos you've culled, how many projects you've created, how much time you've saved using Polarr Next. I think that'd be pretty sweet. All right, so not only that, let's go ahead and we're gonna reset this project. Okay, as we reset it, I want to show you a new update that we've got for Polarr Next. Let's go ahead and reset everything. All right, so when you go into editing, we have a new workflow. We tried to make it a lot more simpler for users to get started right away with Polarr Next. And so just taking away clicks, taking away all these options, it may seem confusing at first. Actually, let's take it all the way back here, and let me just close out of here. Let's go all the way back, and I'll bring in a fresh new project. Let's go create new project, and let's choose this one here. So right when you open up a project, we're going to show you the editing UI. And the reason why we want to do this is to show you that like we edit photos, right? So like if we go back, when people open up Polarr Next, they may not be used to seeing this dialog space. You know, if you're used to Lightroom, you're used to just jumping right into seeing your photos and getting to editing them right away. So what we try to do is when you create a new project, you can bring in that project and now you see our editing UI. So that's a little change. And then you go to edit and now you have the ability to start manually or use an existing AI style. So when you click this, you'll now see your previous AI styles here, or you'll see your Polarr pre-trained styles, and you can quickly go through and select. There we go. So little updates to our editing workflow. You can get started right away with less clicks than what was needed in the past. So another really cool update, nice little touch there. I really enjoyed that. All right. Gamer stats. Yeah. I mean, that's just me. I think I suggested it in the past, but never really caught on. So, but it is kind of nice to be able to see that kind of stuff. So again, if you are new to Polarr Next, we have these tutorial section, and then we also added how to use AI color match as well. So just want to point that out. If you want to figure that out and watch a 1 to 2 minute video on how to do that, then you are more than able to do that. A couple other things that we've improved about Polarr Next. We've also added more Fujifilm metadata lens correction. So if you have Fujifilm cameras and you use a lot of Fuji lenses, then when you're needing to go in and do lens correction, we also have the metadata for that now. So that's literally here in the lens correction tab, and you can see, oh, you look at Polarr Next does recognize my 24 1.4 f-mount lens from Nikon. Pretty cool. All right, and then what else we've got? Let's see here. Update select style screen. We've got that, and then I think that's it as far as the updates. Like I said, guys, our team has been kind of humming away at all the different updates and features and things that they include behind the scenes. So just be on the lookout for that. We're always going to be updating. If you want to see the latest updates, you can always go to our website, and there's the change log tab, and you can see some of our current and latest updates there. We've got all the text about defringing and chromatic aberration, improving histogram clippings and things like that. So you can see we've been pretty busy through the beginning of last year when we opened up public beta to everyone to use Polarr Next for free for the first time. So yeah, really like that. So what we're gonna do, chat, now we are gonna spend the rest of our live stream today kind of workshopping and editing through a project. And this is the perfect time. If you have any questions or you want to chat or talk about anything, then now's the perfect time, because we are going to start editing some photos. And I'm going to reset. Really easy to reset your project. Just the top right drop down button, click it, and then hit reset. And we're going to go all the way back to culling. So let's go ahead and go in here. I've gone from manual mode into culling mode, and I don't see any movement on groups being analyzed or keepers being analyzed. Chat, we also use these live streams as a way of bug bashing and finding bugs within our program. Let's see here. If I create the new fresh program, we start analyzing. Let's go back, delete. We'll create that project again. Let's go into manual editing mode. All right, and then we go back to culling photos. culling is not analyzing groups or keepers. All right, that's a good bug there, I would say. Let's go into editing photos. Let's see what happens here. Let's go editing photos, and let's switch to an AI style. We'll go Polarr pre-trained style. All right, so we're now in the Polarr pre-trained style. Let's go back to culling, see what happens. All right, still not analyzing keepers or groups. So this is a really good bug that I found live on stream. You gotta love it. Let's reconfirm this bug with something else. Let's do this project. We go into culling mode. Polarr Next is now analyzing keepers, groups, working as expected. Let's go into edit mode. Let's go manual edits. Okay. Now let's go back to culling. Let's restore. Let's see if it continues analyzing. Wow. So it looks like every time you go into manual mode and then you go back to culling, the AI stops analyzing your keepers and stops analyzing your groups. That's a really good bug. Oh man. All right. Let's go back and reset this. So I feel confident. I don't think we need to continue testing that. I think that's a pretty good bug there. Officially, anytime you bring a project into manual mode and then you go back to culling, there's no AI culling happening. All right, there we go. So in our culling mode, you can see the AI is working. It's analyzing and it's looking for really good focus. It's looking for lighting. It's looking for your face score. So as you know, with photography, the way you connect with your subjects, a good way to do that is your subject looking at you. Pretty easy, right? Or having your subjects face towards the camera. And you can kind of see that here in the face score. This is a really good face score because I've got both subjects looking to the camera. Let's go to this. Let's go to this photo where we've got no faces towards the camera. And you can see, yeah, the face score is not even there because the AI recognizes, yeah, there's nothing there. If we go here, we've only got one party here, one face looking towards the camera, another face looking towards their fiance. But this one, and I've been noticing lately, I've been seeing photos that I've shot that has perfect focus, at least according to the AI here, which is like kind of fun to check out. I've never really culled images according to scores and, you know, what the AI says, but it is kind of cool to see that, like, hey, I'm doing my job right here. So you can see that the focus is really good on the face, and you can quickly access the face right there as the AI recognizes it. Intimate pose, great focus, and yeah, there you go. Intimate pose, they're kissing, hands on the neck, really nice shot. And those are really good things to look at when you're doing photography. If you have the faces of your subjects looking to the camera, connecting with the photographer, or, you know, connecting with the viewer, because you, the viewer, will be seeing the photo later on Instagram or something like that. So you're connecting with the subject with the eyes faced towards you. But also, when your subjects are connecting themselves, you start to kind of feel this, you know, you feel this connection inside. You can see here, not an intimate pose. It's saying this is a smile, but it looks like it's like halfway between a smile and a laugh, because there she goes, starts laughing there. Still, we've got really good focus here. What lens was this? 58 f4. Nice. All right, here we go. Looking through here. Yeah, that's pretty good on the face, the focus, the lighting, not so much the AI says, but that's okay. That's a creative decision. I don't really use flash outside of wedding receptions. I like to take use of the natural light and shadow when I'm out shooting. I mean, here on Maui, it's what people pay for when they come here. They want that natural beauty, especially for people like local couple like this. This is where they live. This is where they grew up. And so there's no need to really manipulate too much of the lighting and stuff. And so I like to use and utilize that natural lighting and everything like that. So this is a really good example here as well. We've got the couple here. We've got the groom looking at the camera, the bride looking away. But as soon as they turn in and start looking at each other, you can see that face score dropping down. There you go. And as they did that, the focus could have went off. You can see the focus kind of dropped significantly to like a 2.4 from a 3.3 to a 2.0. Interesting. All right, so what I'm gonna do, enough talking here, sorry. We're gonna just kind of quickly go through and just, I want to look through the keepers. It would be really cool if we can see different like keepers by score. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is like having things like a focus score of like 4 and above or 5 and above. I want to see those like stand out, really good focused images. You know what I mean? And again, like I said, I don't really choose based on these scores, but it is kind of helpful to point you in the right direction. You can see here the focus is pretty good, out of 9 on both of these. But another way that if you want to sort your images, like if I'm culling through here and I want to sort the groups by score, you can click this little toggle here on the left side, and now you can see here this green thumb. This is the natural order here. If I click this toggle by sorting photos in groups by score, I can click it. And now you'll see the best score first, and then the least best at the end. So if I go by keepers, now you'll see, you should see the top score at first. That's pretty good. Now you can just quickly, let me just go to my editing tool here, and I'm just gonna quickly mark those top score images. There you go. And this is a good way too, if you're trying to look for some of your best images, this is a really good way to kind of look through quickly and find those images. And then of course, like the AI put this image here in the front. The fingers are all kind of, you know, stretched out interestingly. Definitely not something that like I think is a really good look. The AI supposedly thinks so, just because of the lighting and the focus, which is fine. But that's why I like to be able to go through them all and then be like, okay, this is really like the look that I really want here. And then of course, if you're not satisfied, you could just unclick this keepers filter, and now you've opened up all of the images in this grouping, and you can see that, hey, maybe let's see, this one that the AI suggested, the ring is out of focus. You can see just barely missed it. So I can unselect it, go to the next image, and now you can see, I don't know if you can see it on the live stream, but that ring is now much more in focus than the other image the AI selected. So it is important to click the filter on, go through quickly as you're culling, but then click it off. Especially if you remember like, hey, there were actually some other good images I loved that the AI didn't suggest as a keeper. So make sure that you play with that. So we're just gonna quickly go through. I keep saying that. Let's see. See, like this one here, I really love this beautiful connection between the bride and groom here. Hand on the neck, face is touching. Versus like this is a great shot, I think, having both faces looking towards the camera. That is really nice. But this one just makes me feel a little bit more in the moment with the couple. Forehead's touching. There we go. And quickly go through. Yep, and there's definitely some that I've missed focus on as well. Nice. That one's good. Quickly going through these. Let's even bring this down even more. Let's go like 30. Another cool feature that I love about Polarr Next is that ability to tell the AI how many images you want to cull through. It really helps to just break down and shave down that culling time. Open that up. Let's get them sideways, parallel with the camera. That one's really nice. Okay, so we've done our culling. We're gonna go and open up the editing portion with these green photos that we just selected, and again with the new editing workflow, choose an AI style, create a new one, or use an existing. We found that, you know, when users can get right in, they can easily select use an existing and open up to any of the Polarr pre-trained styles. And let's just go with Fern here. We want the nature inspired green and blue undertones. Actually, we don't want those blue undertones. We want to do... Let's go with mallard. Yeah, let's go with mallard. It's just such an interesting word to say. Very interesting. I mean, that is very intense on that pre-trained style. Let me go change another one. Not really feeling that one. Let's go to tender. Tender's a lot more soft, easier to use there. Let me I'm gonna keep trying to go through here. Terrain. Let's go back. Let's try Tuscany. Delicate bounce of warmth, blending skin tones with the environment. Ooh, this is more my speed for sure. Tuscany is definitely more my speed. So for this one, since we use a Polarr pre-trained style, we do not need to we, as you can notice, there are no references. You can see here references are 0, and that's because we just went ahead and used a Polarr pre-trained style. The cool thing about doing that is it'll give you kind of like a base look if you need some kind of inspiration or something. So you can kind of go in and you can kind of see before and after, and then you can adjust it to how you like. You can go into the HSL, maybe, let's see, curves touched, calibration. No calibration touched. You can get in here, change up the white balance, get it to how you want. Let's go add a little bit of crushed blacks here with the curve tool. On my photos, I do like bringing that up a little bit on the blacks because I do want those crushed blacks. And then we'll go copy, and I like to copy it just so I have these settings on my clipboard. But when I hit mark as reference, the AI, since there are no references, if I mark this photo as a reference, you're going to see the AI adjust almost all the images here, all the similar ones that it found. Yeah, as far as posing tips go, I mean, this is just the way that I shoot, but I always like to have my clients touching, whether it's getting connected at the hips, hands, on the waist, on the arms, on the neck, heads touching. Those are really, really great ways to show emotion and to show love. You know, because that's what really engagement photos are, or wedding photos. They're ways to show your friends, your family, that you guys are in love, right? And some couples, and it's interesting, it's not just couples, but like even some cultures, you know, that's not really the norm or the practice. There's a lot of cultures where they don't really show a lot of emotion, and so I have worked with couples that you know, they're a little bit shy on trying to like bring out their emotion and show intimacy. So you kind of just work with that. You don't want to force them into something they're not comfortable with. But the goal of these photos is to show that. So you really need to feel your couples out. And a good way to do that is through your meetings. When you're meeting with clients initially and you're talking about the photo session, to set those expectations from the get-go. Like, hey guys, we're gonna be doing a lot of kissing. Not me and you, but like you guys. You guys are gonna be doing a lot of kissing. You guys comfortable with that? Those are great ways to set expectations so that you're not showing up on the day, never have met them, and then all of a sudden you're putting them into all these different poses and they're like, whoa, this is something we are not comfortable with. And then it gets awkward and the couple's not feeling it, and it just goes downhill from there. Yeah, and so we've got already 8 references, and this album is looking way better from where we started, and you can see that in the history. You can kind of follow the trail. The original, this is when we applied the AI pre-trained style, and then through a series of different things, we've been able to arrive at this look that we're working with now. And it's all about training the AI to learn your style. And one cool thing is that, like, say I'm really loving this, maybe let's fast forward to, let's see, this is good. Like, these are really good actually. If I go here now, because this is a different setting, we're in a different place, very, very overcast, so that's why it's very warm. If I just paste those settings that I've had on my clipboard, and then I can drop the temperature on the white balance because it's trying to compensate for the overcast look, make it cooler. Let's go into the warmth here, the orange, bring that down, and now we've got it more similar to our other images. Mark it as reference, and now you can see the AI adapt. And the reason why I like to copy it is sometimes when I mark a photo as a reference, it doesn't really, sometimes it just doesn't do as good of a job matching the style sometimes. So I like to have my clipboard with the settings ready to go, and I can just put it on real quick and then get it to where I want, mark it as reference, keep training it. There you go. There you go. Couple more here. This one is really cool. So like if I want to warm that up, super easy, mark it as reference. There we go. We'll go to this last one here. Got the bride in the bush, a place I like to put my clients. Surround them with trees and flowers and all that good stuff. There we go. And so all about training your AI style. By the time we get done editing all these photos, we've got 15 references now. And what's great is I can go up to the right side here. You can see the sparkly little icon. This shows your AI style. You can go check out the about me page of it, the name, how many references. And so the reason why it says 52 is because the original AI style had 15 less. And so I just added 15 more. Now it has 52 references, and I can rename this, and we'll call this Overcast Sunset, or you can really just call it like 2025 style. Update it, and now when we go back home and we create a new project, let's drag in this other wedding, and we can just go right to edit if we want. Actually, we can go to cull. We'll go to cull, and then we'll just give me 30 keepers. I'll tell the AI, give me 30 keepers. So now it's analyzing. Let's just wait a quick second for those 30. Thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate that, man. We're at 24, 25, getting very, very close to our 30 that we're looking for. There we go. We got our 30. Now let's go ahead, shift click. Apply that green filter. There we go. We'll go edit. And we're going to use an existing AI style. And now you can see there's that 2025 style that we just trained. So we can go ahead and hit continue with that. Now the AI is going to edit, and look at that. That style being trained on just 52 images, I think did a pretty good job, especially in the forest, with dialing in this look with all the greens and making sure the skin tones. I mean, that looks really great. Yeah, that looks really good. I actually really like this. I'm almost tempted to like keep this and just edit everything and then like send it to my clients and be like, hey, I did a re-edit of your wedding. I actually really like it. I thought you would appreciate it. Yeah, this looks really, really good. I really like to try and keep the greens nice and vibrant. That's what people come to Maui for. The tropical vibes. There we go. And then again, look what I've done. I made little adjustments here and there with the cropping, adjusting some of the sliders, and along the way, I've marked them as references. There we go. And you just keep doing that. Now you can see the about the style. Now that we've added 7 more, we're up to 59. And that's the way this works. This is the best workflow. Continue training your style. It's only going to get better as you mark more references. It gives the AI more images to learn off of, and your style will get better and better over time. Let's see here. Let's go, since those forest ones were good. I noticed the beach ones, it did get very overcast during this time, so I'm not like knocking myself for it. Definitely some challenging lighting situation here during the beach time. It was a little bit cold, so I wanted to bring that warmth back. You can even do as shot. You can see it's kind of more at that natural look there. Mark that as a reference. Now the AI will recognize the similar images. Maybe bring up that saturation a little bit. Mark it as a reference. And now we're cooking. We're cooking with gas. There we go. Let me check in with the blues here. I like that. Bring the highlights down. Bring those shadows down. Crop it. Straighten it out. There we go. Mark it as a reference. That's looking good. Pretty easy. And we haven't even commented on how smooth and effortless this program works. Like, I mean, come on. I haven't had any lags, any slowdowns. This might be a little bit too warm here. If I go as shot, just bring the warmth down in the white balance, bring up those shadows, bring down the saturation a little bit, mark it as a reference. Yeah, there we go. Especially up here on the cliffside, I've got them dancing in sunlight, and so the light flare from the sun is really softening the contrast, so I have to bring that back. There we go. There's before, there's after. Oh, did we stumble? What the heck? Did we stumble upon a new bug? Let's crop this again. Whoa, if I drag it, it does nothing. And then I do the rotate. I'm rotating it. You can see the histogram changing, but the image isn't. If I hit confirm, what in the world? Okay, let me go to another image. Come back. Crop. Okay, now it's okay. That was weird. Well, there you go, chat. Another good example. Polarr Next. We are in open beta, so you may encounter bugs here and there. My best advice is just don't give up. Sometimes that crop bug might come up. Just go to another image, come back to it, and then it seems to be working fine. Now I'm like interested in trying to recreate that. Oh, look it, it's doing it again. I don't know what happened, but the cropping bug is here again. I wonder if it's when if I paste settings. Okay, settings pasted, now I crop. Okay, that was fine. Okay, mark as a reference, go to the next one, paste. Okay. Now I'm in bug detection mode. Let's see. Copy. Crop. What was the formula? What was the formula? Paste. Okay, it seems to be not doing it again. Paste. Mark that as reference. Paste. Okay, and interesting. All right. Well, there we go. Polarr Next live stream. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you have any questions after watching this video, be sure to comment down below and let us know what you thought about the video. Any comments, any questions, anything you liked about the new features. We introduced you a new editing flow when you bring in a new project. We also showed you that you have the ability now to save your culling metadata to a .xmp file that can also be read in other culling programs like Narrative, Aftershoot, Lightroom. You have the ability for that .xmp file to be read and also adjusted when you're in Lightroom. You have the ability to change the rating and the color labels and then read it here in Polarr Next and it be updated. So if you do have one of those broken workflows where you're working in one project for culling or working in one program for culling and then you're working in another program for editing, Polarr Next gives you the ability to go back and forth. So if you have any feature requests, anything that you want to share, please let us know in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and follow us on TikTok, Instagram. Join us in our Facebook group. We would love to see you. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for hanging out with us today, providing all the good info in the chat and all the links and everything like that. Appreciate you all. We'll see you in April at the end of the month for the next update. It's pretty cool to go like from the month to month and to be able to present to you guys all the cool updates that our team has been working on and stuff. So hope you've been enjoying Polarr Next. Continue to let us know how you like it, how you're using it, all that stuff. Be sure to tag us on Instagram, and we'll see you next month. All right, have a good one, guys.